brothers and sisters, devotees, etc. Over the last 5 weeks, we have been talking about liberation. How do we get there? I'm sure you probably have a lot of questions. And if you do, would like to hear them so we can address them. We brought some pen and papers, and if you want to put your hand up, we'll get a piece of paper so you can write your questions if you want to, or if you do have it, maybe ask in the end. And we'll try and address it. Now, what is this liberation we seek? Some say enlightenment. Panditji referred to it this morning as that knowledge where we become free. Is there a window to it? Is there a path to it? How do we know? How do we get there? Others had traveled there. Hanumanji, for instance. Those who know Hanumanji background, he was a sadhak. He was seeking knowledge, always questioning, always in meditation. So the window to this knowledge is through meditation. Ask the question. We have gone through before some steps. We talked about sleep, deep sleep. We talked about a dreaming state where we see all these stories all messed up. And then we go in the waking stage. Waking stages look a little better, a little more clear rather than the dream. But most people go through life between these three states: waking, dreaming, sleeping. And there's nothing further that they've gone through. So they're actually living a dream. They're mostly in the past, they're mostly in the future, but not necessarily in the present state. And the scriptures refer to that as walking zombies. Majority of people are like walking zombies. So what's this window to this knowledge, this liberation we seek, the salvation, as the Christians say, free from ignorance? What is this window? So to open up this window, we have to ask the questions: who am I? What values do I seek? What do I expect from my friends, my relationships, the people I hang out with? What am I seeking? By us asking these questions, we start to become soul conscious. By becoming soul conscious, we're then going to start to see things. For example, there is a gap. There is a gap that we call the Turiya stage. And in that gap has at least 5 things those who are seekers tend to recognize. It is pure potentiality, or infinite potentiality. It is freedom of choice. It is unpredictable. It is intention. That 3 scenarios alone, one who's a seeker, becoming soul conscious, once they begin to ask these questions, there's no hold back. That will draw you further in your lines of questioning and seeking. So as we travel that path, as I say, when the soul wants you, he seeks you and he attracts you. So that's the path we go. And as we go there, we begin to think and learn and see things differently than when we were on the first 3 path of like zombies walking. We begin to question the universe. Where did it come from? How everything seems so perfect. Who is organizing all of this? Why the sun rays at such precise time? Why the seasons? There got to be some intelligence behind this. See, our questions are becoming deeper. We're seeking knowledge, and knowledge is starting to sink into us. So, by looking at the bigger questions, guess what? We have just moved into cosmic consciousness. The first, when we started off, we were mostly egos. Egos, like, they want to be controlling, they want to be recognized, they want approval, they exist on sensual things for their enjoyment. But all these are temporary. But now we're going past that. We're going into the knowledge area, cosmic consciousness. And as we started to think about the cosmos, where it comes from, I want to give you a simple meaning between two geniuses. Einstein and Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore, you know, he won the Nobel Prize for Literature in the 1940s. It was the height of Einstein days as well, when he discovered relativity. E equal mc squared, energy equal matter. Matter converts back to energy and vice versa. And they had this meeting in Germany. And Einstein asked Tagore, is it, like he's puzzled with this question. This energy, this matter, and Einstein wanted to find this truth himself. He says, he dedicated his life wanting to know what's the reality behind this universe. What's the truth? And he says, yes, Tagore, is this universe separate? Are humans separate from this reality, this truth? Tagore says, how could it be? It's not. And Einstein could not accept that he died without knowing the full truth. And Tagore expressed it in a poem. He says, my heart pricks me. I feel at times my soul wants to burst open to the universe. And at times the universe wants to burst open in me. My mind shivers with the leaves in the wind. My heart sings in the sunshine. I am willing and free and want to float in the sky in the deep space. Einstein could not accept that. But he did say in the end, you have your opinion, I have mine, that's my religion. So he died without knowing the truth. One of the greatest scientists. So becoming cosmic conscious, as we begin to have these big questions, and we start to seek knowledge, more answers to these questions, we begin to move into divine consciousness, closer to God. And there we begin to see that, as Rita said, if you see me, you have seen my Father. My Father and I are one. Lord Krishna says it so in the Bhagavad Gita as well. My devotees, when they have come, when they have recognized or know this knowledge, they are my very self. I am them, they are me. I am in them, they are in me. That's when we move into divine consciousness. And you begin to feel lucky, graceful. Something is taking care of me. You start to worry less. Ego is far away now. It cannot hinder you anymore. You're not at its mercy. Your tastes become different. Rather than sensual, it is more grand. But still, that's not liberation. But these are the steps. I can't go into deep details. We need a whole day of class, a lot of deep studies. I'm giving you the overview. And then as we pass these from divine, we begin to enter what is called the unity consciousness. And in that unity consciousness, we begin to see we're no different from the Paramatma. Because that's the source of this universe. And if it is, that's the source, it also has to be our source. And then we begin to see that this earth is like my body. Our body is recycled with this earth element. The planetary system, a supernova had to explode before the elements can come to our body, phosphate, iron. The breath, the wind, that's part of my air, my breath. And then we begin to see we are one and the same with the universe. We are one and the same with the Supreme Being. That's when unity consciousness is coming to it. In that, we use names and title so that we can live an everyday life. We still have to have an ego to continue living as long as we're alive. And that's what we call people brothers and sisters, a part of devotion. Because without devotion, without surrender, without meditation, prayers to that Supreme Being whom we seek, it's impossible to find it. And that's when you become a real devotee. We're not a devotee until we surrender in love and unity to that Supreme whom we then become like. And that, my brothers and sisters, my humble suggestion to you, that path towards liberation, towards enlightenment, towards freedom. And it is our purpose. Our purpose in this world, I started my talk about purpose. What is my purpose? My purpose is to have these experiences without the anxiety of the past or the future to disturb my experience. And in that experience, as you experience it, you will see the grace of the Lord. You and the Lord are one. Aham Brahma Asmi. I am Brahma. Brahma is me. There's no difference in that unity consciousness. So, Bhagavad just finished. Prahlad had risen as the phoenix from the fire. Let us all aspire and attempt to rise from our doldrum like that phoenix towards self-liberation. So, I will say, Jai Shri Ram. Thank you. See you.